Hello my beautiful YouTube family, welcome back to my channel and happy new fire horse year, new chapter post new moon solar eclipse, which we are still in this powerful eclipse portal and we have just started the fire horse year. I would love to hear how you're all feeling post 17th of Feb, post new moon solar eclipse and the start of the fire horse year. I personally am feeling so energized and activated, and I'm really starting to tap into the energies of the solar year, which this year 2026 is a solar year because it is a number 1 year which is ruled by the sun. And I feel the energies of the fire and the horse are activating and energizing that solar frequency within us even more so. So it's like really fiery, fast, hot, energizing, passionate, adventurous, activating, all of that powerful fire energy to help us do what we need to and step into our own sense of self, our authority, our power, our confidence, and just like really go for the things that we want to do. So I'd love to hear how you're all finding the start of this fire horse year as well. In this video, I want to talk about March and just some of the insights I see coming up for March using my Vedic interpretations and some tarot and numerology insights, because it's all connected. And it's really interesting this month of, March coming up is I have some notes if you see me looking down, but it is a number 13 month when you add up 2026 plus 3, which is the third, March is the third month. You get the number 13, which is the death card, and then you add up 13 and you get the Emperor. So these are the two major archetypal themes of March. And it's so interesting because we are in this eclipse portal and we will have that second eclipse, which will be a full moon lunar eclipse on the 3rd of March. And this is going to help us really clear up and tie up any loose ends and be a massive culmination point of anything that we have that has been remaining stagnant, that needs to be released and let go before really stepping into our divine purpose and life and mission and really connecting with our highest timeline. So yeah, it's interesting to see the death card, and there's a literal horse in the death card. There's a man, a figure who looks like a skeleton actually, and he is yellow as well. It's so symbolic of all of the themes coming up this year in 2026. The horse, it's the fire horse year. The skeleton is yellow, and there's actually quite a bit of yellow. There's even the sun in the background, and it's a solar year. The sun can be seen as like, even amongst all the darkness that death brings with it, because death is really having to face what is not serving you so that you can see it, feel it, and then accept it, and then you can really release that and let that go and let that part of you and part of your life die. Even in that darkness that death brings, there's always light, and the light really is needed to make you aware of the darkness, and that is the sun. The sun is helping us this entire year. It's the solar year, so we are being assisted from the sun, which is bringing up this bright light to illuminate to us what really needs to change and to be released and let go. And the death card is really like this transitional phase which we are all undergoing in March. It's like this fire horse year has just started on the 17th of Feb. When I'm making this video, it was just a couple days ago. And moving into this new chapter, post new moon solar eclipse, which is really symbolic of this new chapter of 2026, is really connected to the Aquarius themes. So there is no room or space for being anything less than your authentic self when it comes to all of this Aquarius energy, which is so strong this year because of the new moon, which started the fire horse year, and also because Rahu, or the North Node, in Vedic astrology at least, is in the sign of Aquarius until December 5th. So basically almost this entire year. And Rahu is bringing up fated, destined events and pushing us towards growth and expansion and really experiencing the frequency of the sign of Aquarius. And yeah, the sun in the Death card is just bringing to light, like the Aquarius energy tends to do. It's bringing to light the darkness in our life and in our field and even in the collective, because Aquarius really is connected to collective consciousness and universal consciousness. So literally what is happening all around the world is being brought up. All of this dark stuff is coming to light now, and all of these conspiracies which people have been shamed for questioning things or just like not taken seriously, all of this stuff is coming to light, and a lot of it is true. A lot of these conspiracies are true, and it's all this stuff that gets brought to light with all of this Aquarius energy, because Aquarius is a truth seeker and is a freedom seeker and is wanting to not necessarily fit in with the crowd and follow the traditions that have shaped our world. A lot of the traditions are really backwards, and a lot of the things that we do in life, or in my opinion almost everything, has been programmed into us to separate us from ourself and our identity, our power. And this is what this eclipse cycle is really intending for us, is to take our power and control back, and to see how liberated we can be when we are tapped into our own truth and not so manipulated by the external world and people and government. And you know, there's so many influential external forces on earth that influence all of us, and it's all coming to light. And that is what I see as the sun shining its light on what needs to die and be released in this time. And the sun is also the start of a new dawn that is among us, which is really exciting. It's like after, you could see it as after the death and rebirth has taken place, the sun is bringing us energy and light and serotonin and just rejuvenating us, energizing us on all levels, and expanding our connection to ourself, because the sun in Vedic astrology represents our pure light within us, our consciousness. So we are really being reconnected back to ourselves, back to our source, back to our center. And that is a big thing that I feel like for this year is about being soul-centered, not self-centered, but soul-centered and heart-centered. Self-centered in the most aligned way, which is being soul-centered, and heart-centered, which is like very connected to what is happening with this eclipse portal. And you can see on the death card that the person that's died actually looks like a king because there's a crown on the, like, that has fallen off as well. And this is really showing us that it doesn't matter what sort of status that you have, what you've done and achieved, or how successful you are. This is all very earthly things, achieving things, because at the end of the day we all die and we all have to experience that death and rebirth process, and it's just a normal part of the human experience. And the lunar eclipse, which is happening on the 3rd of March, is happening in the sign of Leo, and Leo is really connected to this royal energy, this kingly energy, and solar energy as well. So it's really bringing to light anything that is out of balance there within us, to do with our ego versus connecting to our soul and our heart. So making sure that we are acting from a place of soul and heart centeredness, not self-centeredness. And anything that is out of alignment, the lunar eclipse is bringing to light the full moon, plus the energies of Rahu and Ketu, the south node and the north node, which are bringing in these destined, fated energies of really being able to connect our past, present and future timelines in this portal to see what is and isn't serving us, and what we want to bring forward and what we want to let go of. And in order to create that new space for this new chapter of the Fire Horse year, we need to release some things. The more that we let go of, the more that we let die, the more space we're going to bring in. And then the Emperor card is the number 4, which it is a 13 plus 4 is the Emperor. This card is very, very aligned as well, because the Emperor is it's a very father archetype in tarot, and it's interesting because with the solar year, the sun and the solar energies is really connected to the solar plexus chakra, which is found in your stomach. And this is your center. Your stomach is your center. Your gut, trusting your gut, is there in your center. To really have a strong solar plexus chakra means that you are connected to your center, and you have a really strong sense of your inner power, your inner authority. And so when you go about life, you really trust yourself, so you can trust life as well, and you are guided through your heart and through your soul and your center. And that is a really high vibrational emperor who is just really knows that he is in charge, that you are in charge of your own life, that you are the main character of your life. And like the emperor is very sovereign, he makes his own rules, which is very similar to Aquarius energy. It's really not following traditions when they are not called for, when you can see that there's something not right and not necessarily following the crowd. The emperor is a leader, so it's really about stepping into your leadership role, which may just mean even you just being in charge of your own life, and you making the rules for yourself that include prioritizing firstly what is most important to you and your heart and your happiness. And it's crazy because I feel like I've met so many women especially who don't prioritize themselves, and I have been there too. I feel like I'm only just starting to actually put myself first, and my needs and my wants and my priorities and what actually makes me happy, because I feel that women especially, and some men as well, it's just like it's a common thing, but we've been programmed to not put ourselves first, and to that it's selfish to be that way, and it's not. Especially mothers, mothers feel so guilty for not putting their children first. Like if they put themselves first, it's like there's so much guilt, there's so much programming that comes with that, and it's not right. Like, you to be the best example as a mother, as a person in your life, to everybody, to your friends, your family, your partner, your children, whoever it is. We all need to prioritize ourselves and put ourselves first, and let our love or energy overflow within us first for ourselves, by really reconnecting with our center, that solar plexus energy, and our heart as well. And yeah, then we just have like authentic, genuine love to give the rest of the world and to others, and that's what I truly believe is going to heal the world. And another thing, the Emperor, like I was saying, is the father archetype, and I have been deep diving a lot into the solar plexus this year because it's coming up, it's strong, and I have found that the solar plexus is deeply rooted and connected to your connection with your father. And that's because your father, like the sun, your father, like the sun in astrology rules your father, an all father archetype. So it's a very emperor is like the sun. And when, like, your father is the first role model to teach you as a child of how to develop a healthy connection with yourself, with your sense of identity and power and authority. So if you had a really controlling father growing up, that's going to shift your sense of authority for yourself, because you don't have control over your life, so you don't feel like you have power in life. Or if your father is super dismissive and doesn't listen to you, then you're feeling unheard, unseen. That is also shifting your sense of identity. If you're not seen, then how are you even visible in the world? If you're not being seen by your father, if, like, your connection with your father has such a huge effect on your solar plexus. So this energy, to heal it, it's really important to re-parent and re-father yourself. And you'll know if you have a really good inner father for your inner child if you have ease and flow with taking action, divinely aligned, intuitive action, without pressuring yourself, without feeling like you need to control. And you'll also know if you attract other healthy authority figures into your life, that means you have a healthy connection. If you don't, then there is a pattern that the universe is trying to highlight to you, which will definitely be highlighted at the time of this lunar eclipse, which is happening in Leo on the 3rd of March, and I'll make a separate video about that. But the lunar eclipse, basically, short summary, it's happening in a star nakshatra, which is really just wanting us to do what makes us happy and tap back into our joy, our passion, love, romance, creativity, pleasure, our heart, and really prioritize that and do what makes us happy, and really just make the time and space to be in that creative flow, to be soul-centered and heart-centered, and let that creative energy just take you where you need to go. And to really highlight to yourselves to see, because the full moon lunar eclipse will be bringing the darkness to light of why or where or what blocks you have that are not allowing you to really follow your heart and listen to your heart and prioritize doing what you love and being joyful and yeah, just being in that energy of love and pleasure. So yeah, and curious to see what comes up for you all, my YouTube family. So yeah, that's basically all. The energies of the Death is very potent because this card is like it's kind of like a void of this transitional phase that we're undergoing. Because when you think about the Fire Horse year, which we have just started, it's a very big shift after a snake year of purging, of releasing. We have only just started that Fire Horse year. So we're stepping into this new identity, which doesn't happen overnight. Sorry, it takes time to really step into this new identity of really being like this emperor, really, of being so strong in ourselves, especially if you aren't. If you are, then that's great for you. I feel that if you are really strong in your sense of self, then this year is going to be just like advancing and accelerating you so powerfully. It's just going to be like a massive ascension, and we are all ascending at different speeds, and it's all perfect and divinely aligned. But yeah, it doesn't happen overnight, these shifts that are taking place, and March is that void transitional energy of like when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon. This is like the cocoon phase where you're inside the cocoon and you don't know what's going on. You just know there's a transition taking place, and you're supposed to just allow it to happen and just make space for what needs to happen and not block that cocoon from cracking open. And to not block that, you need to release the programming that is all coming up for us and come into acceptance with it, and also not get trapped in that darkness of all this shadow stuff that's coming to light, especially about the collective field and what is coming up. I know there's like a lot of dark stuff coming up, and if it is it's important to be aware and not ignorant, but it's also important not to focus your energy on certain things for too long, because it's also a bit of a distraction. It keeps you from your path, from your truth, and from it sort of magnetizes you into another field of a frequency that is not nice. And it's like it's not worth doing that. Another thing with the energies of these two cards is the 13 being the Death card is the number 1 and 3. So the number 1 in numerology is ruled by the sun. 2026 is the number 1 as well, solar year. So again, the sun there. The number 3 is ruled by Jupiter. So with Jupiter, there is a shift taking place in March. Actually, it goes direct on March 10th in the sign of Gemini. So that is a really powerful shift. Jupiter is our teacher, our guru, our guide, the planet of optimism, positivity, good luck and faith and expansion and growth and abundance. So that is just such a powerful force to have with us in March. March is my favorite month because it's my birthday in March, but also it's a powerful month in the year. It's like always good weather here in Australia, at least in March. But yeah, Jupiter goes direct on March 10th. So this is really, really positive. Forward movement in the sign of Gemini, which is Gemini is another really fast energy that wants us to connect and communicate with our people. So that is just really good energy, and wisdom as well coming out for us, discernment, faith, optimism, all of the good stuff that's going to help assist us in this death process as we are releasing to align with our most authentic, powerful, confident, courageous selves. And then the number 4, when you add up 1 plus 3, the death card, you get 4. 4 is ruled by the sun again, so powerful solar frequencies, solar DNA upgrades are happening. Get out into the sun as much as you can as well. And the number 4 is also ruled by Rahu, or the North Node, and Rahu is conjuncting with the sun during the the lunar eclipse that's happening on March 3rd. And so yeah, Rahu being in Aquarius is a really, really big player in this entire year of 2026, really creating more growth, expansion, and opportunities and experiences to do with this Aquarian energy to really help liberate us, help us be more authentic and connected to our truth. And no matter how unique our thoughts, our ideas, the way that we want to show up, Aquarius is going to make sure that we are being our authentic selves, and also thinking more about the world and our communities and the collective, and really thinking of new ways to build a better life, a better earth, a better existence for each and every single one of us, because Aquarius is a very new, innovative energy, and so is Rahu. So yeah, Rahu is kind of like quite comfortable in Aquarius, so it's a very, very powerful month. We also have, I forgot to mention, I think I've just been avoiding that energy, but Mercury is also retrograde basically the entire month of March. Started on February 26th and will end March 20th, I believe. And this is just, it's interesting because Jupiter goes direct on March 10th in Gemini, and Mercury is traditionally ruled by Gemini. I need to check actually where Mercury will be, which zodiac Mercury will be in. Sorry, I just checked. Mercury will be in Aquarius all month, and so is Mars. So Mercury and Mars and Rahu all in Aquarius the entire month of March, and Jupiter going direct in Gemini. These are all air signs, so this is very, very potent. And yeah, Mercury going retrograde from the 26th of Feb until the 20th of March. So basically this almost entire month is just causing us to go back in time, to reflect, to really bring up people, situations, memories, experiences from the past. You might be called to travel, to go somewhere that maybe like a old hometown, or visit old friends that may come up. Things from the past may come up for closure, for seeing things in a new light, a new perspective, to help clear out any of the blocks standing in our way. Those deaths are to do with our past programming that is going to come up with the assistance of Mercury going retrograde, and also just all of this air energy, the Aquarius energy, and Jupiter also just trining in Gemini and going forward is going to be just in like friendship with Mercury, to really bring that wisdom, optimism, faith, and discernment as well into things that have happened to us in the past that really need to be understood in a deeper way, to see things like the sort of higher perspective and the bigger picture of our life story, which sometimes we can't understand when we're in it, and we have to take a step away, which is through time, through our future now, going back into our past to revisit and yeah, just really see things in a new light. So yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to share for March. I hope that you all have a really powerful month, a beautiful month. Does anyone else on my YouTube channel have birthdays in March? If so, happy birthday. Mine's on the 5th, so if you want to say happy birthday to me. But yeah, I am gonna make a video for the lunar eclipse now, and yeah, I'll see you there. Oh, one last thing, I wish I mentioned this earlier, but that's okay. I have a ebook that I have created for the new year of 2026, which I believe started on the 17th of February, so not too long ago. So this book has a lot of practical tools and tips and just some tarot insights as well. If you are interested, there's so many journaling questions in there as well, by the way. It's just a really great little tool to help you prepare for this year in the most intentional way. And I've called it the 2026 Blueprint for Your Higher Self and Your Highest Timeline. So if you would like that book, it is an ebook that I can email to you, and I just ask for $11 in exchange. And yeah, if you would like that, please feel free to send me a message or a comment or an email, and we can organize that. But yeah, besides that, I will see you all in my next video. Have a lovely month and lovely eclipse portal. I hope that, yeah, it treats you all in the most smoothest, peaceful, loving ways, and that you're able to really tap into the highest frequencies of everything that is happening. Sending you all so much love, and I'll speak to you soon.